Hi, it's Ann here, and today's video is my 7th update for my project pan in 2022. So this is a full year project pan that I'm doing in the Team Project Pan style. Basically, I have picked a lot of like full year products, like things that will take all year to finish. At least that's my goal with this project, was to use some of the bigger items. And I picked a lot of like older items. Like I said, I am doing this Team Project Pan style, but I'm really focusing on makeup, which I think is what Kat is doing this year as well. So let's get straight into the update. The first item is my setting spray. This is actually the Bella Pierre HD setting spray, and I was like, this is gonna be done next month. Totally done. It's not quite. There is such a tiny little amount, and this is my fault that it's not done. I've been back and forth between the city and my family home, and I just didn't take this with me. So there was like a whole period of time where I didn't use this, where I could have used it, and I just didn't. So this is still going, but like it will be done very shortly, and I already have a product ready, lined up to go to backfill this, but we're still going to keep this in for one more month. So last month this was 48.24 grams. It's 42.28 grams. So that's a difference of 5.96 grams. The primer I'm working on is the Touch in Sol No Poreblem primer. This is almost done. Hopefully you can see there, like the line is a little bit like meh, because it's kind of wonky. But the pump doesn't even work anymore. I'm actually like scooping it out. So like the middle is it's like dipped in the middle. So there's even less product. So I'm fairly, I say this now, I'm fairly confident I can have this finished by the next update. Again, it just depends on if I make sure I use it or not, because I do, like the summer, I'm planning on being a couple different places, so I don't know if I'll bring this because it is kind of heavy. It's a glass bottle. I guess I could scoop it out and put it in a little container. There's an idea. I might do that. I might just scoop it out and put it in a little plastic container, and that way I can make sure I can take it with me if I go anywhere. But yeah, I like this product. I would repurchase it. I know some people like have said like, they don't really care for it. I get the whole don't really care for primers. I feel like for me, one of the reasons why primer is helpful is because I feel like my skin has gotten really dry and really textured as I've gotten older. Well, it's always been fairly textured, but it's more dry. So I feel like because I don't do my makeup right after I do my skincare, I feel like I like to have something that sort of smooths my face over. And something like this is sort of an in-between. It's like, it is silicone-y, but it also does feel, I don't want to say moisturizing, but a little bit. Like it adds a bit of like, I don't know, softness back to my skin, or to like a layer before I put foundation on, which I just think is ever so slightly helpful. Would anybody ever probably notice the difference? Probably not, but I feel like from an application perspective, it does feel like it's a little nicer to put foundation over top of a primer like this one, or like the coconut smoothing primer. That's one of my other favorite ones from Fab Beauty. So this one was last month it was 85.29 grams. It's now 81.19 grams. That's a difference of 4.19 grams. I'm currently working on two foundations. The first one is this one, the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation in 435, which is Rose Vanilla. This one's going on. It looks pretty good along the side. Looks like I'm moving along pretty good, but weight-wise, this is going pretty slow because I'm not really focusing on this one right now. I do have this one on today. Yes, I am wearing this one today, but I do have another foundation I'm working on as well, and I'm more focusing on the other one. It's funny because I always say I use about 4 to 5 grams of foundation like every month or every update, and if I add the two together, that's about where we're at. So when I introduced this, I don't know if I introduced this last month, so anyway, I won't say that. Last month, I did not introduce this last month because there's 2 updates already. Answer my own question. So last month this was 89.12 grams. It's now 87.34 grams. So that's a difference of 1.78 grams. I feel like right now this is matching me quite well. It's a really good summer shade for me. And yeah, like I felt like I was mixing in, I had to mix in that NYX, like I have a white foundation mixer to lighten this up, but I feel like I don't need to add any lightener now. The second one I'm working on is the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. This is in the shade Sand. This is the one I've been focusing on a little bit more. I talked about this. I might just roll this out maybe after my September update. I might be able to keep this in until September. It is getting pretty light though. I feel like I'm working through this. It is a bit deeper though. It's deeper, like the sand shade is deeper than this shade. I feel like it's still like I can use this right after I use self-tanner, like the day I use self-tanner, or like if I've been out in the sun, like outside, and I feel like it matches. But like if I have a few days where that fades, this is already too dark. So it's not the best match for me. So I am still mixing in the NYX foundation mixer with this, which is fine. That's why I bought that, and I never use it. So it's great that I'm remembering to use it now. So last month this was 31.42 grams. It's now 28.12 grams. So that's a difference of 3.3 grams. The concealer I'm working on, which I could have finished ages ago, but I'm just really dragging my heels on this because I was hoping to include this in doing some concealer testing, but I think I'm just going to have to like bite the bullet and just finish this up. Like it's right at the bottom. I've drawn the lines, but I don't know how much of that product is actually down there or how much of that is actually like packaging. There we go. You can see like I'm right at the bottom, but again, I don't know how much of that is actual product or how much of that is packaging, how far down it will go. I just haven't been using this. So the weight difference on this one is 21.23 grams last month. It's now 21.02 grams. That's a difference of 0.21 grams. The powder I'm now working on is the Sephora Mineral Compact Foundation in R15. I don't think this product exists anymore. I haven't done my photos yet, but I feel like this visually is starting to look good. I'm noticing a visual difference on this already, which makes me really happy. I talked to it when I introduced this that I don't feel like I can finish this by the end of the year, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm feeling a little more hopeful that that is possible. But from a weight perspective, it's not a whole lot. Last month it was 47.52 grams. It's now 47.18 grams. That's a difference of 0.34 grams, which is not a whole lot of powder. But I do also have another powder in my other project, the Hourglass powder, so it is a bit competing right now. But I like this powder. This reminds me very much of the CoverGirl powder. I like a powder that's nice and thin. Like this is very thin. Like I don't know if you can see that on my finger, how thin that is. So when you put it on your face, you don't feel like, I don't feel like I have a heavy layer of powder, but I feel like I get enough of a set that it's doing its job, if that makes sense. I also don't have like I said, I have drier skin. So I think if I had really oily skin, it might not be enough, or you'd have to reapply it a lot during the day. But yeah, it's a nice little powder. It's a shame I don't think I can repurchase this, but I've talked about this before. The other one I was using, was it this year I was using the CoverGirl one or last year? I would purchase the CoverGirl powder. Again, I keep talking about that. It's one that I feel like is a good go-to powder, like pressed powder to use. The bronzer I'm working on is this cream bronzer from Nudestix. This is in the shade Sunkissed. The line, or the product name is Nudies Matte All Over Bronze Color. I'm getting sick of this, to be honest. I'm using it, but I'm not enjoying it. I'm not hating it, but I'm not enjoying it either. I'm just not into it right now. But I want to give it one more month. I feel like it's a very summery, it's a very red. Like when I get sun, I definitely get more like a red base. I have pink undertone, so my tan, like my arms, I don't know if you can tell, but they're a bit more, instead of being like more olivey, they lean more to like a red tone. And I don't mean like sunburn, it's just like the undertone is like a redder undertone. So this does match me well in that sense. But yeah, I'm just kind of sick of this product. I don't know, I'm not loving it. I don't think I would repurchase. It's funny because I feel like these products look nice, but I feel like they wear, like this is really pigmented, but I feel like it wears away really, really easy. Like you can blend it away into nothing and it wears away really quickly. And similar to that is the eye pencils. Like I have a set of eye pencils from them. I feel like they don't stay put. And I got the is it Bobbi Brown? No, it's not Bobbi Brown. Laura Mercier, the Laura Mercier eyeshadow stick. And I feel like that one actually, like it does stay. Like somebody else was talking, like I was kind of concerned because when you do like a swatch of it, it feels very emollient and very smooth, but it does set. And I also have a few other like cream type eye products that set. And I don't feel like the Nudestix ones really set well, if that makes sense. I feel like they just wear away very, very quickly. So I don't know. I talked about like I'd be interested in buying more from them, but I don't think I am now. Like I think there's other stuff out there in a similar style that suits my needs a little bit better. Anyway, I'm going to keep this in for August. I think I might pull it out by the next update and do another bronzer. I think I'm just kind of done with this. I wanted to finish this by the end of this year, but it's not happening. Like why force it? I'll keep it around because it's unique and it's different, but I'm not going to force it. Last month this was 29.48 grams. It's now 29.18 grams. That's a difference of 0.3 grams. So my blush, we all know I'm struggling with the blush. This update, it's my fault. I didn't really use this. Although, I mean, I did use it, but the weight didn't change. We're back to no weight change. But you can kind of see the ring. Again, I haven't done the pictures, but I can see the little center ring there, or I guess the next ring in, starting to show. So I don't know if it'll show in the side-by-side. I hope it does show in the side-by-side photos. I will admit I did not really use this past month. I was focusing on the Merit blush in my other project. I was just playing. I bought 3 new blushes. I bought 3 new blushes because I got the one from Stylevana, and I've gotten the 2 from Shoppers Drug Mart, which I haven't even used the one yet. So I've just been playing with other stuff. I've even used the blush in my Hourglass palette that's in my Pan That palette, the one that I avoid, the one that I don't use, because it's a perfect, to me, it's a great summer blush. And I feel like using it now, so I'm using it. So this little guy is fallen by the wayside, so I gotta get back to it because this poor child it's never gonna get finished, and it's gonna be hanging around. But I think it's starting to go down. I think we can do this. We can definitely do this by the end of the year and have this done. Anyway, last month this was 58.46 grams. It's still 58.46 grams. We're moving along. I definitely used it, and I know there's definitely a difference in looking at it, even though it's small, so. The highlighter I'm working on is this cream highlighter from Milk Makeup in the shade Lit. I feel like this is moving down. Like I said, I haven't done the pictures yet, but I'll put this side-by-side picture up. I'm hoping this will show a difference. I've been using this a little bit more. I was using it like on my arms and on my neck and like just sort of everywhere. So I feel like it's coming down. I'm working through it. I feel like this is a product though that does kind of blend away to nothing, or at least I can't even see it. Like if I put it all over, yeah, like with the way my skin tone is right now, like you can sort of see it on my hand there. It's just there's a bit of a glow, but it really, like, where did I put it? I put it right here. You can see a bit of a glow, but it's very, very, very subtle. So yeah, I'm working through it. It's getting there. Well, we'll get her done, I hope. So last month this was 17.72 grams. It's now 17.2 grams. So that is a difference of 0.52 grams. I'm looking at numbers, and that is a pretty big jump, or a decent sized jump, I think, compared to previous months. Next up is my brow product, which is the ABH Dipbrow Pomade in Taupe. This is going. Like, we're getting really, really close now. Hopefully you can see. Let me show it on the angle there, because the top picture won't show it. So hopefully you can see there's just sort of like there's one big section there. Everything's sort of clumped together on that one little section. There's a little bit around next to it, but it's really just that one section. So, I mean, I'm getting close to finishing this. It could be done by the next update, but I feel like that's a little thick, that it might take 2. I could see this being done in 2 updates. I've been trying not to predict when this is done because I don't want to get disappointed, but I can see 2 updates this will be done. I haven't repurchased a new pomade yet. I was looking at the Milani one, but the shade that I wanted wasn't available when I placed my Shoppers Drug Mart order online. And then I went in store and looked at the shades, and I was like, I'm really not sure what shade I should pick. I was going to go with like the light brown one. There's only 3 shades anyway. They're all browns. But then like the middle brown looks a little reddish, and then the other brown looks too dark. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know which one to pick. I think NYX has one too, so I maybe get the NYX one instead. But I'm not in a rush to get a new pomade. I want to work through some of my other eyebrow products first before I do that. So last month this was 44.63 grams. It's now 44.51 grams. So that's a difference of 0.12 grams. Another product that has no weight change, but I used it and I've used it. It's done. So this is the eyeliner I was working on. This is the Marc Jacobs, let's get the real name on this, Highliner Gel Eye Crayon in Blacquer. There is more product in there. I pushed it down. I can't get it out anymore. I was sort of pulling it up and trying to use product. It is so dry though. Like, I was using another eyeliner, like a brown one, and it really pointed out to me that this was like completely dried out. Like, I was really tugging on my eye to use this, and that's not good. That's not good for your eye. Like, it's not good. I already do like this sometimes when I put my eyeliner on. Shouldn't do that. Shouldn't pull your eye. Shouldn't use an eyeliner that tugs, because it's not good for the skin. So I'm done. I'm done. The little thing is in there now. I can't get it out. Can't turn it up anymore. She's done, but there's no weight change on this, so the final weight is the same weight as it was last month. So last month it was 6 grams. It is still 6 grams. I only introduced this a few months ago, but in total I used 0.17 grams to finish this up. I am replacing it with another eyeliner, but I'll get to that at the end. Well, very shortly. The next product is the single shadow that I was working on, and as you can see, or not see, maybe too far away, I'll show the side by side, but it's done. This is the Real Her it's a shadow from the Real Her Be Your Own Kind of Beauty palette. What was the shade name? This one did have a shade name. They all have shade names. This was in the shade Fabulous. So I did finish it. I finished this up pretty early, I think, last month. I think I talked about that I wasn't sure what I was going to do, though, when I finished this, if I was going to bring in a new color or not, and I have decided to bring in something new, so I am going to roll something in, just because I just want to kind of finish up a shadow, and this is not my Pan That palette, so I know it's a bit contradictory, but anyway, we finished this guy, so I'm really happy about that. I think I finished 2 or 3 shades in that palette. I think I finished 1 before I disassembled it. Maybe this is the second one I finished. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, happy that I've actually finished a full shadow this year. That will go in my totals for my empties, so very excited for that. So last month this was 1 gram. It's now 0.96 grams. That's a difference of 0.04 grams. And in total, I used 0.8 grams, so almost a full gram of eyeshadow to finish that. And lastly of my current products is my lip liner, which again, I know it's not in my lip project, it's in this project. Maybe we'll correct that for next year, is my Annabelle lip liner in Spice. Again, another product I just didn't really use this past month. I didn't take it with me when I travel. I don't use it. Like, a lip liner is something that when I get ready for my work day, I will put it on first thing, like when I do my lips the first thing in the morning. And then that's it. I rarely ever reapply it. And so yeah, I just didn't take this with me when I traveled, even though I was still working. I was still doing a full face of makeup too while I traveled. I was just using different products, and lip products, I just didn't want to be bothered with the lip liner. So the weight on this didn't change. I don't even know if the photo is going to change. I'm not sure if I've even sharpened this since the last update, to be honest. I did put it on this morning, so I kind of have some of it on now. I'm wearing 3 different lip products just for fun. Just mixed a bunch of stuff together. I did put this on. I put on my Wild Watermelon, the Revlon lip butter, and then I'm wearing Paradise, that mixed with Paradise from Rimmel. Just getting a mishmash of colors on my lips. So that's that guy. And because I finished the Marc Jacobs eyeliner, I'm going to roll in this one. I've been going through my eyeliners. I think I the beginning of the year, I think I had 6 or 7 black eyeliners, so we're getting through them. I don't mind having 2 or 3, as long as they're all different. One is maybe sharpenable, one is maybe not, one's maybe waterproof, that kind of thing. But 6, 7 is too many. So this one, I don't even really know. This one's called Cleo Noir. Cleo Noir is the brand. I don't even think it's a real brand. The only thing I found out about this came in a top box. The camera will focus on it. There we go. So you can see the little logo there. I don't know anything about this brand. I tried looking up stuff when I got this in top box to find out how much it retailed for. And the only thing I found out was I dug and found some, I think it was an Instagram contest or something to help create this brand or something. I think it was for this. It could have been something else. But anyway, I have a decent amount of product in this. The reason why I picked this one is one of the older ones. I have two sort of older ones like this. And this one had less product. So we're going with this one. And I'm hoping, I'm looking at this, and depending on the creaminess of this or the stiffness of this, I could finish this by the end of the year, but there is potential. I'll kind of have a better idea by the next update if this is finishable by the end of the year or not. Starting weight of that is 4.76 grams. And like I said, I really hummed and hawed about putting in another eyeshadow, but I've decided to put in an eyeshadow from this guy. This is the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette. I added this in my palette, Pan That palette picks, and I've repressed a few shades. I was saying I had a really hard time swatching these. So I've repressed 3 shades in here, and I'm going to work on this one. There's not a lot left, and I can pair this fairly easily with my Pan That palette. So I feel like it's worth just going ahead and using it. The reason why I hummed and hawed about putting this in is because now I have to have this whole palette out to finish that. I could have pulled this out, or I could have repressed it in the separate thing, but I didn't do that. So anyway, lesson learned. That's where we're at. So I'm going to try and work on this guy. I think I can use that fairly quickly. There's not a whole lot in there. But like, again, kind of same with the other one. Like, I'm not going to force myself to, I could use that easily within a month, like easily finish that up by the next update. But at the same time, I don't want to like overly focus on it and not like enjoy using it and enjoy using my other palettes and like, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I'm going to work on finishing that because I feel like the reason why I decided to do it is because I think this is an easy win and it'll be nice to have another shadow out of my collection, like another count. Like at the end, it's like, yes, I finished another full eyeshadow, even though it took me forever to finish it because it's from a previous year. I mean, I'll talk about this maybe in my Pan That palette. I don't know what I'm going to do with this palette. I don't want to let it go just yet. Still, it's a chopping block though. I'm not ready to let it go just yet, but I think I'd like to finish. I'd like to finish these two shades, maybe this one. I mean, I like these ones. I think I kind of want to depot a couple because these are nice midtones that are really well. I've been using, like when I've been using this palette, I've been using this one a lot and this a few times. I really like this shade. I might like just take that shade out. I don't know. I haven't 100% decided yet. I could take or leave some of the other shades, to be honest. And I talked about this does quite overlap quite a bit with the Spice Edition from Rimmel. And I've already talked about, I think I'm going to like depot and declutter that one as well. Yeah, they're just not shades. I'm not a super warm tone eyeshadow person. I like to have them. I just don't wear them very regularly. So that was a long detour. And the weight on that is going to be wonky because I'm weighing the whole palette. So it's 95.75 grams on that. So yeah, moving along, a couple items that I'm dragging my heels on a couple things. I should just finish them up and move along. But I was looking at my like list and it's like, oh yeah, I've moved out. I finished up 10 items so far. There's not that many items that have been in since the very beginning anymore. So I was like, well, that's good. Like we're really moving through some stuff. I feel good about that when I hit sort of the halfway point of the year and things are starting to roll out. We're starting to see some change because it is, like I said, this is a project where I'm working on things longer, but you still need to have some wins in there. You still need to have some stuff that moves along. So you still feel motivated to get through some stuff. And then some of those bigger items don't feel so bad that you're still working on them because you've moved some other things out. I hope that makes sense. At least that's how my brain is working with this project. So I hope you like this update. If you did, feel free to give it a little thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.